Hello and welcome to the Community Resilience Forum. Today we're doing a hybrid forum, which is jolly exciting, isn't it? And people have turned up in person here live at the Eco Hub, and we are expecting a few more to join us on Zoom as we go through. So what we normally do, and we don't normally record, but I thought it'd be more fun this time to do this, is to introduce yourself actually for the video. So who would like to go first? Should we go clockwise? Yeah.
I'm Kirsty, I'm library manager for the library service.
Cool.
My name's Kim and I coach children from 3 to 11 years in mini mindfulness and mindset coaching techniques.
I'm Jo, I'm centre manager at Glamis Hall.
Fabulous. I'm Jonathan. I am the co-op member pioneer, which is why I've got this t-shirt on and that sign behind. I generally host this. I'm also the secretary for Wellingborough Eco Group, amongst many other things. Marion.
I'm Marion Turner-Hawes. I'm the coordinator of the Wellingborough Climate Action Project, which is hosted by Glamis Hall and the Wellingborough Eco Group. And I'm a town councillor for the Isbrook ward in Wellingborough, a member of the Eco Group and a number of other things like the Castlefields Community Group and Street Watch and stuff. Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
And we are just to let people know who are watching this down a few numbers today. We've had a few apologies because we've clashed with the Holocaust memorial event. Obviously we requested them moving it, but that wasn't ever going to happen, so there we go. So has anybody else got anything else to say? What
Jonathan.
Marion.
I thought and I know there's a memorial event on Sunday, a Holocaust memorial event on Sunday in Swans Pool Park.
Yep.
Obviously the other stuff, I'm not sure where that is being hosted. And also somebody mentioned that they had to leave by 25 to 3.
That's this young lady over there.
Me. Thank you.
Like him. So I was thinking maybe we could, I don't know what your agenda is, but maybe, you know, where people say what they've been doing and what they're planning to do and all the rest of it, perhaps for Kim's benefit.
You always put a banner in the works, if you don't mind me saying. But the agenda is part of the presentation, which takes about 10 minutes. And then I think Kim will just about have enough time to share what she's doing before she has to zap off. Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share the screen unless anybody else has got any objections. I say else, that was a bit mean, wasn't it? I do apologise. Where are you? Right, fabulous. So for those that may have missed it, welcome to the Wellingborough Community Resilience Forum. As it says on the screen there, we are here to work with local people and organisations on community resilience. No questions so far then, Jack. That's the agenda, Marion. So welcome, we've done that. We've done introductions, so technically we're about 2 minutes ahead of ourselves, so there's a bonus. Okay, we're playing silly sausages, are we? So sometimes they have sort of things on there that make it do it themselves. So we're going to have about a 15-minute presentation on time to talk, and then it's all about the new activities and cooperation, how we can work together. And then if we can come up with some conclusions and proposals, that would be ACE 2. So let's see if it will do what it does. So the theme of today is Time to Talk Day, which is next Thursday. It's something that happens every month and it's all about mental health. The idea is that we're making a space for people to talk about mental health, basically. It's with Mind, Rethink Mental Illness, and a couple of Scottish ones and a couple of Welsh ones, and it's in partnership with the co-op, which is who I work for. So it kind of ticks loads of boxes. So I thought we'd go for it. Okay. This tells you a bit about Time to Talk Day. It's the biggest mental health conversation we have in the UK. Happens every year in February. It's an opportunity, as I say, families, workplaces, community centres, anybody to basically open up and give people the opportunity to come and talk, listen, and obviously, if we do listen and talk, that, as Kim knows more than I do, gives people the opportunity to change lives. So this one's on the 2nd of February. There we go, there's those Welsh ones, Time to Change Wales. And in Scotland, it's See Me and Change Your Mind / Inspire. So what's it all about? It's about starting a conversation. It's about giving people the space to say, I've got this on my mind, can we talk? We all know that the more we talk, the better we get on, and the better we get on, the more we talk. It's good for your mental health. But we also know that talking about mental health isn't easy, particularly if you are the person with said issue. Does anybody have any ideas on how we could take part, or is anybody doing anything for Time to Talk Day?
It's only brought to my attention when you kind of sent out this, I was aware of this at all. So I'm like, wow, this is something new, really.
Yeah, no, it's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to talk about the areas that I work within, and obviously the age group I work with, but it's a massive broad spectrum, even though I'm working with children, young children, it's I'm speaking to the parents, there's everyone's affected by it. So if there's anything that you want me to share that's based on what I do, then I'm very happy to share. Yeah,
I'll make sure you're on the screen before you try and share things like that.
Would it be worth him coming to the warm room session, because it's next Thursday, isn't it? The
Next
2nd.
Thursday. So Kim is free.
10 till 2 it
I'm
is, so it,
free,
or
I'm
for
teaching
part of it,
until
really.
11.
Yeah,
Teaching till 11.
I think it might be worth you being
Sorry.
here.
Come here straight after.
Our
Yeah,
Happy
it's-
Cafe generally is from 12 till 2. So that kind of works for you. And then
Yeah,
we've both got to go to the same place to pick up our little people anyway.
yeah.
So-
No, actually, no, I get some dash off on that day, but to teach
Do
some
you?
others, yeah.
Oh, God, you are a dasher.
Yeah, so maybe you can pick it up.
Yeah,
There you go. There it's I'm now volunteering to pick up everybody's children. Happy day. There are a couple of things that are happening locally. Another co-op member pioneer, the one in Wilby called Cat, is organising some Beths in the town centre, 10 till 12, I believe, and Chester House are
Okay.
also organising something from 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So I was thinking of potentially using our 12 till 2 slot here anyway. Something else I was thinking of doing, starting something called Wellingborough Forum. This is the Community Resilience Forum. It could get confusing.
it's
Starting it with something called mental health bingo. So basically you have a load of cards, a load of subjects on a big piece of paper, and you kind of select something and see if people want to talk about it. I was thinking about doing that either on that afternoon session, which might work for you, or it could be an evening session. And again, it could be a hybrid event, just like this.
That's really
Yeah, there you go.
That's something that would work with our day centre clients as
Yeah.
well.
Really could, couldn't it?
Yeah, another game of bingo.
They do. I've seen the bingo card already. So there you go. But this does suggest a couple of bits. So hosting an event in your local library, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Hosting a lunch, which is kind of what we've just suggested we're going to do on top of the bingo. Something to learn session on social media or texting a friend. I'm not quite sure if texting a friend is going to sort of inspire anybody to start a conversation, but you know.
Well, it's checking in, isn't it?
on there.
Yeah.
Just drop them a text if you haven't spoken to them for a while, haven't heard from you, are you okay? I've got a group of friends that we've been friends since we were at school, and I have to admit, I tend to be the one that drops off the chats, and then I get the message, are you okay? And now I'm all sorted.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's those, just having those people in your lives that can check in on you. With a
Well,
little text.
I think that's pretty much what that box is there. So there we go. It's all about sort of being open to the idea of talking. We all have mental health, and by having conversations, we can help ourselves and others. It's not necessarily about encouraging people to talk about a problem if they don't want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that can be tough. I can see, I
Yeah.
can see you're having this issue. Probably isn't the thing you want to say to anybody.
No, it's just, it could just be a conversation about something normal.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
not take your mind off the
like
thing that's
someone
worrying
that's
you.
going
and
through
playing
grief,
your
for
mind.
instance, they don't want to maybe talk about it all the time.
It's a big
They
thing.
need a distraction,
Yeah.
or something that's going to make them feel good, or just take their mind off it for like 10 minutes to do something else.
We're quite good at distractions, so
Yeah.
there's some more sort of things you can do. So playing a video, sharing articles, a learn session at work. I don't think that'll go down well at Glamis Hall. Do you, Joe? I'm not sure.
We're actually all pretty good at talking to each other.
You really
As staff, we're very good at communicating with each other if one of us is having a bad day. So then everybody is there to help, and we do make sure we look after each other.
Yeah. So there you go. It's about having conversations and be prepared to talk and listen without judgment. And believe it or not, I'm getting 2 packs with all this gumbo in, hopefully by Thursday. We'll see. We'll see. So what to do? If someone does open up about their mental health, it might not always feel easy to know what to say. But the most important thing is it doesn't really have to be awkward. And just being there can make a difference. Of course, there's no right way to talk about mental health. But we do have some tips. Who would like some tips?
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on there.
Always
Always.
open for tips.
I can see. Oh, we've got somebody else joining us. That's jolly exciting.
We've got 2
Got
Marians.
2 Marians and a Karen. This is getting quite exciting. We're getting taken over by the Turner Halls family, so that's good. We don't mind that at all. So, tip number 1. Ask questions and listen. How many Marion Turner Halls is on there? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to break it by trying to move this big, massive, great big box now. You watch. There you go. We're over here. So, ask questions. Give the person a bit of space to express how they're feeling. And it's going to give you a better understanding of what they're going through. Try to ask open questions rather than closed questions, because you don't want to channel them down a particular avenue. You want them to sort of find their path.
Then to leave the conversation.
There we go. Come in number 2. Think about the time and place. So sometimes it's harder to talk to somebody. But if I was talking to you lovely ladies over there, it's quite a struggle to kind of have that conversation. It might be a nicer way for me and Jo to have a conversation. 1, because she doesn't have to look at me, which is good for her, do you know what I mean? But 2, always a bonus, do you know what I mean? But also it might feel more comfortable because you're almost sort of looking at the same thing, which is why we're all sort of cricking our necks a little bit looking at this screen. But there we go. So yeah, if you want to talk in person, you might want to chat for a while whilst you're doing something else. So we do all sorts of things in here that aren't necessarily talking, but that's the time when people do start talking. Which is why we have all these board games out, you may have noticed earlier. So yeah, you can have a conversation when you're walking, cooking, stuck in traffic. Don't let the search for the perfect place put you off. I wouldn't necessarily sort of say a really busy place would be the place, but who knows? Don't try and be Bob the Builder. It can be hard seeing somebody that matters to you sort of really suffering, but they might have sort of gone through a lot of sort of coping things already. You're going to be that person that says you need to do this. That's not really going to help, is it, basically? So try not to offer quick fixes. Try and just sort of
You can offer advice about how it helped you if you've been through something similar, but it doesn't mean it's going to help the next person, does it? It's not one solution fits all.
yeah, it's empathising rather than sort of trying to lecture, I think is the nicest way. As that says there, it's a long journey. And I say there are lots and lots of different tools and journeys. Again, there are people here that know more than any more. Oh yeah, here we go. There's another one. And that's it. Just talking can be really powerful unless they've asked for advice directly. Might just be best to sit and listen, which those that know me is probably quite a hard thing to do. Oh, there's another one. Look, number 4. This is a really important one, because if you suddenly change the way you behave to somebody, and I had this a little bit last year, when I was in a wheelchair, everybody kind of treated me completely differently. Yeah, completely. In fact, I went on a little bit with the council and I was completely invisible. I just thought, I'm only like 2 foot lower, but I was just a different person. And that experience just makes you feel that anybody going through an issue, like I say, if you've known that person for years, why are you treating that person any different? They're just a physical thing, is the same as a mental thing. It's just, if you're going to be different, it's exacerbating it. But try and treat them as they were before. Here's another little snippet of wisdom. Yeah, so particularly with a friend or say a family member, just don't treat them any differently, because they won't want to be treated any differently. And there's more. And there we go. This is something that, particularly in the eco group, what we try and stick to is keep it simple, stupid, because if you try and make it too complicated, then you just lose everybody. And I think it's exactly the same when you're dealing with people with issues, be they physical or mental. You just try and keep it as simple as possible and do things that are,
Yeah, especially overwhelmed. The big thing if someone's feeling particularly struggling to cope, anything that's going to more overwhelm is obviously going to push them further away. So yeah,
exactly that. Like I say, it was ridiculously just, I don't know, it was a massive difference. But like I say, the only thing I couldn't do was move. You just think, wow, what's different?
yeah,
Anyway, in a way, some people were more courteous. Do you know what I mean? If you walk down a path, people are pushing into you. You drive down on a wheelchair or one of those powered jobbies, everybody's really kind of like, oh, come on, I'll move out your way and all the rest of it. So that's kind of nice, but it wasn't always like that. Be patient. Another one of my frailties, I'm afraid. I'm not known to be patient, but then most passionate people aren't really. So there you go. What does it say there? No matter how hard you try, some people might not be ready to talk about what they're going through. Well, I think if you'd sort of followed points 1 to 4, you probably won't be pushing them in the first place. And so you're just there to listen as much as anything else. You're trying to make it easier for them to talk to you. Some of the things that we've had in this warm room said to me will make you blush. But it's just nice that that person's had that trust, and be nice to have more people coming in, perhaps on a Monday, Tuesday. Well, not a Tuesday afternoon, obviously, but yeah. And of course, it's okay not to talk. And of course, I couldn't resist putting a photo of one of our litter picks on there, I'm afraid. Purely because there is one on Saturday for anybody who wants to join us between 10 and 12 on Midland Road. Sorry, it started the advertising what we're doing already, but this is a good thing, because actually during the pandemic we started Welly Wombles with Freddie there, and it saved a lot of people's mental health because they were able to go out and do something and sort of almost be with people but not be with people. Do you know what I mean? So
see that they're making an effect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Feeling like they've achieved something.
Feeling
Even if
absolutely.
and even if you're feeling low and you're not yourself, you can look at your street and think, I help with that. And that will give you that little boost sometimes.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the stuff that we do. Marion, if she's still there, like a lot of these things started at the time during the pandemic when we started off the community resilience One Wellingborough Plus thing, and that was all about starting off little projects and stuff like that. And that is exactly what this is saying here. It's trying to get people involved in things. It doesn't have to be litter picking. You do stacks of stuff at the library, for instance. I know Glamis Hall have got a lot of things to get involved with. Kim will be the first in line to tell us all about her stuff. And we'll see her lovely face. Marion, you look like you want to say something.
It's all right. I heard you say my name and I thought, what was it? You know, what did you want me to say? I mean, I was listening to
No,
this.
I didn't, Marion. I was just introducing the fact that you were part of the One Wellingborough Plus project that we started. And it's nice of you to finish your sandwich so that you can show your face. But yeah, I just was saying that project was really quite instrumental in starting so many little bits and pieces off that we've now either started off as projects within the eco group or, I mean, have been carried on around the town.
I know you were mentioning about helping people cope with their mental health challenges or the mental well-being. And I agree, being able to do something physical and get out in nature actually is very positive. I know obviously you've talked about litter picks and we've done lots and lots of clear ups and alley clears over the years. But like, you know, also with the community allotment and growing food and stuff like that is another way of helping people have a bit of time and maybe have a time for a different perspective on our challenges, but also have a rest from the stress, hopefully, as well.
Something that I'm absolutely desperate to do and something that doesn't happen in Wellingborough unless you've got a car is something to do with nature. And we keep on getting people wanting to give us money, which is lovely. It'd be nice to have somebody give me a bit more time as well, but that's never going to happen. But I'd like to somehow have this place as sort of a nature place, be it for, I don't know, circular walks or having sort of birdseeing trips or, do you know what I mean? There's lots of stuff you can do around nature. And obviously we've got massive resources like Glamis Woods and Meadows, just sort of at the other end of the park. So that'd be really helpful. And working with some of our new partners, we've got a new partnership with Mind, and they're bringing people up here to do volunteering, and had somebody doing litter picking on Tuesday. He's really keen to sort of start doing different sort of things, slightly outside the box.
Yeah, with social prescribing, a lot of it can be prescribed for people to go and work at community allotments, go and help in their community, or just getting out in their own gardens. I find it helps me if I'm having a moment, I'll go out and pop around the garden.
Exactly why I started you an allotment in the first place. Yeah. Anywho, sending a text. They're desperate to send a text, aren't they? These people from Time to Talk Day. Sending a text to let them know they're thinking of them. Actually, if it is your mum, you know what I mean, who may not live near you, like my mum lives in Essex. Probably not everybody needs to know that, but just sort of, I don't know, send them a text to say, hi, how you doing? She does get the pleasure of my little face on Skype twice a week as well, but there we go. Offering to help with day-to-day tasks. Okay, not sure about that one, but because
if your mental health is struggling, things around your home are the things that go.
Yeah.
So yeah, if someone can come round and help you get to the bottom of that laundry pile because you can't face it, that's a huge achievement to have done that. Or run the
bathrooms
hoover
and
around.
kitchens seem to be the first thing that go.
Yeah.
And if you just can say, "Ja, I like cleaning, I'll clean it for you."
Yeah.
do ya?
I
My
would,
bathroom is now.
I do that for people.
Yeah, I know the few friends and various people that, just having someone to come around your house and you can chat while that's happening.
Yeah.
Just that indirect chatting because something else is being done. Or I'll come round and help you and we'll sort it, we'll get through it.
There's another service, but perhaps like we could collaborate on. Dare I say, that's the point of this community resilience forum is that Joe Bloggs at the library would like this doing, perhaps in mini me mindfulness, I never can quite get the whole word out, sorry. Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister. Does this, so do you know what I mean? And do you know what I mean? If you know who can offer this service and support in that way, that's good. Anyway, shall we move on? Because this 15-minute thing. You know what? Who keeps on swapping over the sides? No, I like to see
Yourself.
Obviously. Anyway, start your conversation. it's time to talk, Dave. So the point is, like, we've had a couple of suggestions already. I should have saved my mental health bingo idea until this point because it would have made more impact. But there we go. I can't help myself.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. There you go. If it really was my idea, it'd be super impressive. But I suppose I'm just dotting the T's and crossing the I's, or the other way around. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
There's no P in bingo, there is an I.
What? Anyway, I'm easily confused. So create an open and understanding community that allows those of us, and now us has got sort of those speech marks around it, with mental health problems to be seen and heard. Make a nice calm environment, just like the library. It doesn't take much to show someone you're there and willing to listen. Start your conversation, on drum roll please, on Time to Talk Day. And believe it or not, that's pretty much the end of the presentation, which you'll probably all be glad about. So there we go. But what can we do on this? We start talking together on this forum. That's what it's all about. Hello. There you go. That one's obviously one of these automatic ones as well. Thank you for that. A few bugs in the thingy bob. So by talking with each other, we can try and make Wellingborough a better place to live and work in. As you all know, we've got this forum once a month, the last Friday afternoon of every month, just in case those listening don't know. We have an email list, which sort of usually works, a WhatsApp group that always works, and our Facebook group, which has got about 150, 120 people on it now, which is pretty cool. And it's all there to try and share sort of things in the community that we can do with each other. So how can we work together to give people more time to talk? And obviously the next question is, and yes, Kim, I hope you're prepared. What new activities and events do you have, and how can we help? There you go. Here we are all, we're all back in the room, Marion and Karen. So, hello Karen, would you like to introduce yourself? Because you missed out on the round robin at the start.
Hello, I'm Karen. What do I do? I coordinate a disability self-help group. Really, we meet on a Friday morning via Zoom, and we had that this morning. And I also coordinate the NN8 writers group, which we meet on a Thursday once a fortnight to do some writing together, and that's via Zoom as well. And we're looking for more people for both, really. So anyone, you know, if you know anyone.
On your writers group, Karen, I know I promised poor Kim that she'd get to go next. Would you be interested in doing like it as we're doing now, sort of a hybrid thing?
Hybrid.
Because we're quite enjoying ourselves here at the Eco Hub, I must admit. I think it's lovely.
Yeah, maybe there might be.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Right, I did promise Kim.
That's okay.
Go on, tell us all about your thing, Kim.
Well, I think a lot of you already know, but yeah, so I run mindfulness and mindset technique sessions for children from as young as preschool children, so ages 3, which is great. I'm in a couple of nurseries at the moment helping them transition and just having the confidence. A lot of children obviously been through COVID, so really missed out on all these social skills, the things that we kind of life skills anyway, just the basics. But teaching them through games, through stories, understanding how their body and their mind's connected, how we feel certain emotions. It's okay to feel those emotions, and then but how you deal with it when you come across those, you know, and all the things, you know, worries, anxiety, all of that, which even as adults we find it hard enough to process, let alone children. They just get this feeling in their body. So showing them breathing techniques, things they can do to help their focus in the right way, and really just starting them off young. And I teach this right up to 11 years. That's the age group that we focus on mainly. And we have up to we have 20 different theme lessons and we call them superpower topics. Each lesson is themed on a superpower. And it's basically internal powers that we have, you know, amongst us, that we need to learn how to tap into them and use them at times of need. But also, aside from that, is actually things that we can do on a daily basis to help top us up. So like going to the gym, I always talk about this. We're so like aware now of physical fitness and wellness and, you know, what we should be doing to keep ourselves fit and healthy. But I really feel the mind's been left behind. And if your mind isn't in the right place, your body's not going to work either. So it's bringing the two together. And if I can, you know, my mission is to really positively impact as many children and families as I can, and then cause that ripple effect. So later down the line, when we're living in such a busy, fast-paced world, we have all these pressures, we can grab a tool and go, no, it comes to second nature. I can help myself rather than going to the doctors, to the NHS. I'm in a state now. I've got let it get this far. Whereas like it's kind of preempting all those situations again, like talking, all of that. But kids, it might be drawing rather than talking. My daughter finds it difficult to communicate sometimes when she feels upset or anxious. So she draws out her emotions, you know, and that's the way that she deals with it. So it's just understanding, yeah, that we're all different, but there are so many of these tools to help us. And if we can kind of get it early in, then it's a massive, brilliant foundation for these life skills. So
That's
yeah,
really cool.
so
It's and completely on topic.
yeah.
So there you go. Well done. Man, have you got a question for Kim?
Yeah, it was what was I going to say? No, sorry. Mindfulness sessions for children. Hang on a second, Kim. So just change the view of the gallery. What sort of organisation is it that you run? Is it just you, or is it a group of you?
Yeah, it's part of it. The founder is a lady called Tessa Hawes, and she's the founder of Mini Mindfulness, and I've known her for sort of 10 years. She created this actually by doing people through lockdown. So she spent 2 years working on it, creating it, getting all the relevant professionals involved. And I went to her and I said, if you make this into something we can share nationally, I really want to get involved with this, because this is a massive passion of mine. Because I've done this always as an adult anyway, mindset skills. So yeah, she said I'm creating it into a franchise. So I've actually bought it as part of a franchise, but there's currently only 5 of us in the whole of the UK. So it's very early door, in the stages. But I'm sort of this area really, this sort of postcode, within sort of 25 minutes drive. So yeah, there's loads of scope for this to grow anyway as a company. But yeah, my passion is obviously having the ripple effect locally as well.
The reason I was asking is because with my town council hat on, the town council has been giving small grants out to local community groups and organisations. Well, I don't think we've funded much at all for young people or for children this year. There's a little bit of money left, but I'm not sure that the nature of organisation that you have would be allowed to be funded. But it's worth, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a small grant of up to £1,000, perhaps having a look at the Wellingborough. No, actually, have a talk to the clerk, Sally, the clerk, to see if your sort of entity could be funded, or maybe if you could partner with someone else that could be funded to actually provide the sessions. Yeah.
We've already had part of this conversation. Kim is coming along to the community voting day that's here on the 25th of Feb, where community organisations can bid for funding to run activities, groups, clubs, to make a change within the local community. And then it's the local community that will be here voting on which projects get supported. And Kim is one of them, so we're trying to get her so that Kim's got funding to do the groups from here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I'm thinking as well for the town council, because perhaps if you can, I would say, well, the eco groups had a grant from the town council. I don't think Glamis Hall has, but I'm not sure if Glamis Hall would qualify. We'd have to see, but that could be a possibility for some extra funding on top of the one you've just mentioned.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a-
lovely.
there's another
Yeah,
side.
thank
But
you.
you need to strike while the iron's hot, because I think there is a small amount left, but you know, you'd have to speak to the clerk about
Okay.
if or how that could be accessed. That's just a thought, because the thing is that there's so much that we need to do to help children and young people, and obviously the skills that you're sharing are really important skills.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
just want to get into the community and offer it. I think everyone should have access to it, and that's how I feel about it. So I'm trying to find every single way possible that anyone can come, no matter what their background is, financial situation, opportunity. I just want everyone to be able to access it. So yeah, that's why I'm looking into other avenues as well.
Have you been up to the Penrith Centre?
I haven't. No.
Fancy that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry. Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say it.
Yes. Speak to
I had a meeting with them this morning.
Yeah, I was at a meeting with one of them this morning.
Yeah, so I can pass you her
Lovely.
details.
I took
Because they're about strengthening families, so.
Yeah, they've got, it's family workers and
I took my
human.
kids to babies.
Yeah, well,
Baby massage.
it's restarted since COVID as a slightly different entity.
Okay.
But they've got spaces available that they're trying to fill and trying to get people to come in and run things.
Lovely. Amazing. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry I've got to dash off early.
Well, thank you for being our star guest. Thank you. Is my phone up there, Emma? Have you got anything to say? I mean, you've been very quiet at the back. Me, everybody's input is there. Have I not brought my handbag in?
I'm used to pressing a button to say bye, not actually.
No, it's probably still in the car. I probably should have it, really.
It's a bit more room to be like, everyone. I'm
Thank you,
saying
See you soon. Yeah, I think that's supposed to. Yeah, it must be out a bit. Did you find my bag then? Not that we need to. Okay, we'll get it out of the car in a second.
Box.
That's not in there. I've left it in the car. That's cool. What was I going to say? So, I'm looking at the lady from the library and the lady from Glamis Hall and the lady from the council and the lady from everything else, I think, Karen, but there we go. Has anybody else got anything else they'd like to add on a mental health theme, or is any? Go for it, Mary.
Karen and I go to Wellingborough Quakers, and we're about to have some training about creating listening spaces. So they're not, obviously those sessions are not available yet, but we're hoping to train up facilitators that both of us are joining in on to be able to hold listening spaces at the Quaker Meeting House going forward. So it's really following on from what you were saying within the presentation, that people need space to be heard, and a chance to express their feelings. We did a session for the Quaker members a few months ago, and it was very, very powerful, particularly allowing a space for people to talk about their experience during COVID, you know, and it's amazing how much we are all holding on to from that experience. And it's, you know, because for many of us, it hasn't really finished, does it? It's just become something else. So that was a really powerful session to be part of. So we're hoping later on in the year to maybe, once we've been trained, is to have the chance to hold those spaces for others, really.
That'd be really cool. What sort of training is that? Obviously, that's a religious institution. Is it completely unreligious, or what? Like Quakers?
It's just about. It's very much akin to what Kim was just describing about mindfulness, but it's not a religious training. It's more of a just learning how to listen to each other, and techniques on how to listen and hold sessions whereby people get a chance to speak about the things they're feeling in a way, in a safe space, you know, but as a group. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if the SAC training is open for people that aren't Quakers to take part or attenders, but I can ask if anybody's interested. I can ask.
Yeah, it could be a good thing. I don't know what you do think.
It's a free training. It's but I mean, initially we're just trying to help that service to be available within the Quakers, but also one of our strong motivators for doing it is to be able to hold that space for the community.
No, it's good. It is good. Like I say, that's one of the first things that we did when we opened the Eco Hub here, was to have a space on a Thursday afternoon for people to talk, basically. If we can get the likes of Kim in to sort of do it properly, if you like, that'd be really, really good. But yeah, that'd be really interesting to find out, Marion, if that is available for more people. Would you two like to, which one of you two would like to go next? I'm not going to pick.
What?
Would you like to talk about mental health, or perhaps introduce things that you're doing away from mental health? I know you're adding things to our calendar, for instance,
Yeah,
from the
so
library.
we've got the community fair coming up. I sent it to the email address, had so much response, it's great.
Yeah, you got loads of that. That's good.
Unfortunately, because Kim can't attend it because she's a business, so it has to be organisations that are sort of free, because it's what
Okay.
with, you know, because there's a cost of living crisis. It's trying to be for our customers to know where they can go, what they can.
What date was
access.
there?
It is
I've seen, I have had the email, I can't remember what it is.
the 21st of March.
21st of
So
March.
we've still
By
got another
that
2
point,
months.
hopefully, Kim will be running free sessions.
I know.
If she gets this funding
Yeah.
at the community voting day, then she'll be running free sessions.
Yeah, we tried to get her in, me and Rachel, but it was just it. The Wellingborough library manager just felt like if you get one in, you're gonna have to accept everyone else, and we just wanted to focus
Yeah.
on things that are free. So we've got that going on. We also have normally the What's On guide, which I could tell you everything that's coming up, but they haven't uploaded it yet.
Oh, well, you
we've
must
got-
have a good old selection.
I don't remember everything for all 6
Do you not?
libraries. I wish I could. I
Oh,
try
dear.
my best. But we've got a loneliness cafe, which is going really well. Sometimes we're getting up to 20 people at the loneliness cafe. We're looking
Is
for
that Wellingborough?
that's at Wellingborough Library, yeah.
So what's that all about then? I know it's fairly obvious probably
Yeah,
to
it's literally what
everybody
it
apart
says
from
on
me.
the tin. Loneliness cafe, cakes, hot drinks, cold drinks if they want. And they just sit there and talk. And the lady that runs, I don't know if you've met her, Sam Chambers, she's full of life. She will talk to anyone.
Okay, that helps.
So she gets them all talking to each other, and as soon as someone comes in, she goes, "Oh, you like photography? You know photography, go on." You know, like she's really good at getting them to talk.
What day is it you do that?
Can't tell you at the minute.
Okay.
I will get it.
Oh, good. Yeah, do share that, because that's really on point.
Yeah, that's, yeah, loneliness and mental health very much go together, social inclusion.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
Excuse me, everybody.
Oh, did you stand up, Marion? We were too busy having a lovely conversation.
It's getting really hard to hear you because you're all talking at the same time. Can I ask? It might work if people are speaking, if they can speak to the screen, because then we can hit. Because also when you're looking at each other, then we can't always hear you, but we can't make it out because we can't see your mouths and stuff. So
Point taken, Marion,
Okay.
point taken. Yeah. That's because we were just having a general chat. But yes, no, go on. Carry on telling us about your loneliness cafe.
yeah,
Unless you've
that's
done.
all I can say at the minute about the loneliness cafe until I know what day it is. So like I said, I can't remember everything for all 6 libraries, even when I try. But yeah, that's going really well. Also, the manga and anime group, which is for young adults. The first week we did it, we had 35 young adults turn up, full cosplay. Is that what you call it? Cosplay, yeah.
Wow.
But now it's more averaging between 10 and 15, so it has dropped. But we've also found with them young adults, they've got lots of needs that we're not able to help with, you know, whether that's gender identity, and things like that. So we're trying to look at maybe guest speakers and stuff. So if anyone knows anyone that can come into that, that would be great. I've also got to look at sustainability in the library service in the north, because every library is doing a different thing in terms of being eco-friendly, recycling. We've got Wellingborough Library where the staff have to take the recycling home. There's no recycling for the staff, no. So we get bags and we all take it home to our bin. So we're looking at things like that. So if anyone,
Who does the general waste collections? What company? Or is it the town
begins
council?
with a V.
Veolia.
Yeah.
They do recycling as well.
We just have, yeah, but it's what the contracts are set by the council. So the council will have a contract with Kettering Library where they've got all of the bins, but then they've got a separate contract for Wellingborough where we've only got one general waste bin. And because there's this whole thing with West and North at the moment, the West are paying it, not so it's trying to find out who actually can change this. It's been hard.
Because our bins are collected by Northants Council and they collect both general waste and recycling. We've got separate bins.
Yeah, ours are contracted.
Oh.
And every library has a different contract. So not all libraries have recycling and some do.
Cancel all the contracts and start again.
Yeah,
Easiest way to do it.
yeah. So it's
It does seem a bit mad, doesn't it, that, you know, the rest of us get our recycled waste collected by Northants Council, but Northants Council can't collect its own recycle waste. Just saying.
Yeah.
obviously as an employee, I won't comment.
You know, it just seems a bit crazy, doesn't it? That you're having to, as staff, take your waste. I mean, it's good that you are recycling and taking the waste home, but you know, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bonkers.
It's not quite what we were talking about, but yeah, it's
No, sorry, I went
It's going on
off
the library.
track. I was just sort of saying in case anybody knew anyone that could help me with it, because I feel a bit.
with your bin collections.
Well, I just don't really know where to go next.
Oh, surely you must be able to speak to Northamptonshire Council and sort
I think.
of ask them. Yeah, you think, wouldn't you?
I have a contact that sorts out our bin contracts at council. If it would be helpful to talk to her.
Marion can't hear you.
Sorry. It said obviously contact that I deal with at Kettering, not Kettering, but Northants in Kettering about our bin collections. So I can pass the details of that person, see if they were any more helpful than who you've been dealing with.
Property services are who we would go to as we go to property services about that, but I think at the minute it just keeps being this because of this north and west situation.
Yeah, and you're kind of on the border, I
Making
guess.
changes, because they make changes and increase cost, and that's over my head. I don't understand all that part.
Never mind. So,
but yeah, the community fair is the most important thing. Obviously, we've got I can tell you who we have confirmed.
oh, that'd be exciting, go on, because I haven't actually stuck our hand up yet.
Well, I don't know if my colleague has replied to you or not, but one of us will be there.
I have the list.
So just scroll up.
We have Wellingborough Eco Group.
Oh, you have stuck your hand up.
Do you? Okay.
Must have been someone else and you're.
No, it probably was me and I've forgotten. Yeah, I probably just said
Serve, Northamptonshire Community Foundation, Supporting Independence Programme, Read Easy, Mind, Northamptonshire Rights and Equality, Family Support Link, Greatwell Homes, Business Support and IP Centre, and Welly Wombles. So that's who we've got so far.
there you go.
Add me to the list, it would be one of us.
Thank you.
I've
Fabulous.
asked somebody to email you, but obviously you haven't had that email
That's
yet.
right.
Marion, you have your hand up, and
If
there's
you come
also
across
a
parent
chat bubble.
services, they deal with young people.
I'm sure.
Well, the chat bubble was asking Kirsty what day the Loneliness Cafe was on, but I heard that she didn't know yet. I had a couple
I'll find out.
of things in response to what Kirsty was saying. Firstly, about the community fair thing, can you put the climate action project down, Wellingborough Climate Action Project for a stall?
Yeah.
We'll be
W.
taking up half the hall. We'll have Womble's Eco Group and WCAT all on the same side. Yeah, try and put them together if you can, because that'll be a bit easier, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
And
Mm.
secondly, you were talking about stuff for the young people in the group that you mentioned, and you mentioned about gender identity stuff. Yeah, I know there's a few groups doing. Have you been in touch with Lowdown in Northampton? And there's also a group in Kettering supporting young people transitioning thoughts.
Isn't there a group at Wellingborough Library for pre-18 LGBT plus members, I believe?
We tried.
Right.
And
I saw an advert last week for the next one.
I think it's that mixed in with the anime, unless
Oh,
they've
right.
started it again, and I don't know. Because last time we tried the LGBTQ plus group for the teens, some of them come forward and said that their parents don't know, and they feel uncomfortable that somebody will see them at the group, which is why we had to be careful with how we name the group to protect them.
Right.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen that somewhere as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a common challenge for years, really, not just for young people, but for a number of people. But it obviously is often more of a challenge for young people, particularly when you're thinking about what time of day to hold the sessions and stuff.
I've been given the details for somebody called Will at Q Space.
Yeah,
That's
that one, isn't it?
Contact them.
Yeah, that's the group in Northampton.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they're doing stuff, and then the Lowdown had a number of support groups for young LGBT people, LGBT plus people. The other thing is as well, I think it might be to do with LGBT month, which I often forget when that is, but there was an email went round a few weeks ago for people inviting groups to hold LGBT plus coffee mornings, or coffee and cake, I think it was.
Cake, yeah.
Yeah, so I can dig out that email and see who it's come from, but we were thinking of doing something at the Quaker Meeting House to support that. But again, it could be something that you might want to offer in the library. If we all coordinate to do them on different days, then people can come to different things then, can't they?
Yeah.
We could all have lots of hot water for us, not coffee, but and lots of different cake. It would be good. But yeah.
Sounds good.
Let me find that.
Joe's looking for
I've
something on
also
her phone.
just had a message back from the team at Wellingborough. This is the beauty of Teams, isn't it? You can just message them straight away. The next Loneliness Cafe is on the 30th of Jan, and they're every 2 weeks. So every other Monday, and the next one is the 30th.
And what time do I? Sorry, Joe.
Oh, I haven't said that. Time, please.
Time would be nice, yes. It's obviously within library opening hours. That is quite a long time, isn't it? 9 till 6, isn't it?
Yeah,
I was gonna
it's not
say.
that long.
You can borrow your litter pickers there, of course, but we won't talk about litter picking again.
The coffee and cake events are organised by Northants and West Northamptonshire County Council, with integrated care services, care systems. But yeah, you hold your own, and then money raised goes to, hold on, let me find it.
2 p.m. till 4 p.m.
There you go, 2 till 4, Marion. So you can come to the winter warm space first, here between 10 and 2, and then you can go to the lovely Kirsty's establishment for a bit less loneliness. I put my foot in it again, but there we go. Joe.
February is LGBT plus History Month.
That was it. History Month.
Members of the integrated care system are being offered the coffee and cake afternoons, but they want to make it, of course, at the same time as the local community. Money will then be donated to local LGBT plus groups in Northamptonshire. Any money raised by selling coffee and cake.
Oh, right, that's good.
Do you know if Darren's still holding his LGBT things at Costello's every month?
He was,
Yeah.
he was, wasn't he, Karen?
Yeah, I'm
He was.
not sure what happened last month, but yeah, I think, yeah, it's still a monthly.
It's still a thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Yeah, I've just not been invited for a few months, so I think he's probably fallen out with me, but there we go. Happy days.
I think it's still on.
Anything else?
Have you had an invite recently?
Sorry,
Have you had an invite recently to the LGBT groups?
I think he cancelled it last time. I don't know if it's weather or he was away. I don't know.
But it's the first Thursday of every month at Costello's, isn't it? What time did it? I can't remember. It was 7 o'clock. Used to be.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I think it was 7 onwards, but yeah, we've not been for ages. You're usually busy on a Thursday, so.
There you go. Anything else from the library over there, Kirsty?
Yep, just, you were right, they have started a Just Be LGBTQ plus club. So they've renamed it as Just Be Club. So hopefully that will make them, we'll see.
Yeah.
Who's that, Kirsty?
That's at Wellingborough Library and it's called Just Be Club. That's for the young adults. And it's from 4 till 5:15 once a month in the library. So you have to check for each date each month, I guess, because they've sent me January's, which is already gone. That was on the 17th. So
What day is the 17th? Or it doesn't probably say.
Let's
Does it?
have a look. 17th was a Tuesday, so they must do it once a month on a Tuesday. But obviously on the Facebook page, it will tell you what the new dates are.
And potentially on our calendar as well, which I might show you in a second. But first, we have newly blonde, although she won't say she's newly blonde, Jo, telling us all about the stuff that's happening at Glamis Hall, I hope.
Okay, just generally or to do with mental health?
No, both. Go on,
Right,
both. I think
right,
that we,
well.
yeah, we can talk about mental health.
Well,
Perhaps we'll finish off
we
with
have
that.
nothing, I suppose I've got nothing specifically mental health at the moment until Kim hopefully gets her funding and starts doing the mini mindfulness sessions.
Where's that going to be done? Is that sort of in the main hall?
In
or-
the main hall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, plan is for the main hall, and it's not just the kids, it's their parents as well.
Okay,
So
that's really cool.
instead of teaching a child how to handle their emotions and they go home and mum and dad say, you've got to do it this way, mum and dad will have been at the session so they understand why things are being done the way they are. So yeah, that's what we're hoping to get started. I'm also hoping to get started or get some funding at the community voting day to get more organisations to come and do drop-in surgeries from our front reception on whatever day of the week they're free. A couple of hours in the morning or in the afternoon, you can do the whole day if you want. Any people that have got local services that it's easier for clients to come here than it is to get to the town centre or to get to anywhere else, or if they would need to talk in private to people. So maybe somebody from Great Well Homes needs to talk to a tenant in private away from the family for whatever reason, then they can meet them here instead of going to the home. That's the hope. Great Well Homes are already doing that fortnightly on a Wednesday morning, 9 till 11. She was here this week, so the next one is in a fortnight's time.
That's cool.
Obviously, we've got the day centre, which is very busy at the moment, operating 9:30 till 3. That ties in with mental health in that we're trying to prevent people from being socially isolated, sitting at home lonely, not eating because they're not burning the calories. So we make sure they have a 3-course meal, do get up and about and move around. So they're trying to keep them fit and healthy. We've got Northamptonshire Sport in twice a week, working with the clients, doing different exercise or playing boccia.
What's boccia?
It's a Paralympic sport.
Oh.
A bit like bowls.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Not over that one.
Have a Google.
I will.
Can
Yeah, so-
anybody join in that, Joe, or is it just for young?
Oh, that's Northamptonshire sport funding for the day centre clients.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So we've got theatre on a Monday for children, dance for seniors up to, I think they're in their late teens on a Monday. We've got dance for little ones on a Tuesday, theatre for older ones on a Tuesday, bingo Tuesday afternoons, 2:45 till 3:45. I've got Zumba on a Wednesday evening. It's not for people with restricted mobility. It's a full. We're trying to look at starting an over 50s Zumba Gold. This one is for people that are very fit and can move around. But not suitable for my clients.
Okay.
Whereas the other ones, some of our clients pre-COVID used to go in and do classes. We've got youth club on a Thursday. I've got Premier League kicks working with children on a Friday. Mainly they play a lot of football. They're sponsored. It's an FA initiative that Northampton Town Football Club run. And they're here on a Friday evening. And then we've got the warm room spaces.
We do.
We've got Eco Hub. We've got driving examiners. I've got birthday parties. I've got a church. I've got gang show rehearsals.
Special events.
We've got a quiz coming up on the 25th of February. Tables are for teams of 6. They are live for sale on Ticket Source. Just go onto Ticket Source and search for Glamis Hall. We also have tickets up for the 24th of March, which is our race night, first race night of the year. Ticket prices for both includes food.
Fabulous.
I think that's about it at the minute.
Possibly one more thing just to add to Joe's many lists. And
Oh,
that
what have I
might
missed?
sales.
Did we say that?
No,
Oh,
I don't think
second Saturday of the month. Car boot sales. I
You
thought
might have said
it.
that.
I
You might
thought
have said
it.
it.
I
You
didn't
might
say
have
it.
said
I'm
it.
sorry, Sarah.
I was
But-
probably thinking about
Yeah,
the same
second
thing.
Saturday of the month, 9 till 12 is our indoor car boot sales. Tables are available for £6 each if anybody wants a table. February is fully booked, I think. So it'll be March.
I think you've also this Saturday. You've got the tomorrow. You've got the
We've got warm rooms, yeah, on
the
Saturday.
indoor, yeah, the warm room in Glamis Hall, haven't you?
The day
12 till 2.
10 till 12. 12 till 2. Yeah.
We
12 till
do.
2.
We do. And
There's warm room. Are you doing one Sunday?
we do 2 Sundays a month. Yeah.
Right,
Should we talk
so-
about warm rooms?
Yeah, you're doing this Sunday? You did
No,
last
you're
month,
doing this
didn't you?
Saturday, aren't you?
We're doing Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, our warm spaces are generally at Eco Hub, which is where we're sitting in. They run 10 till 12 Monday, Tuesday and Thursday. They are 10 till 2 at the VIP lounge at Glamis Hall on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays. And then on the 1st and 3rd Sundays, just to confuse the life out of you, it's 12 till 2, possibly 3 or 4 by the time we've all finished nattering. At the Eco Hub, the first of the month is generally the Northants Veggies and Vegan one, so it's completely vegan, which is pretty cool. And the third one is anybody who we can lump into it, basically. Last month, I think, was a Chinese one, or last week's one was
Yeah,
a
it was
Chinese
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year, so we put a theme. In December, we actually had 4 of these. There was a Welly-Wombles one, there was a Redeem Funds one, and there was even a co-op one. So we had a co-op one because the co-op gave us some money, some crackers and everything else, and we invited all the children in from the local estate, and I think they all turned up. And that was quite a noisy couple of hours, I tell you. That one did finish at 2, funny enough, because it was quite loud. But yeah, so the next winter warmer is Glamis Hall here on Saturday, 12 till 2. And then we've got the weekday ones here. And then the following Sunday, that will be the vegetarian and vegan one. But of course, that isn't all of the winter warm spaces. Hold on, let's see if I can get this to work. Probably not, because it's me trying to get it to work. Here we go. On our website, and this may not be completely up to date, I do apologise for those that are looking at it. We do have a page that tells you all about the different warm spaces in the town. So gives you a bit of blurb about why we have warm spaces, and then basically tells you what is available. So there is a warm space at the library. I'm not sure Kirsty mentioned that, but I'm sure she probably did.
I don't know if I have or not.
No, we're all getting a bit waylaid now. But yeah, that's open 6 days a week, 9 till 6, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5 on Saturdays at Pebble Lane. The Victoria Centre has one on Tuesdays, 10 till 4, and they've recently opened one on a Saturday as well, which I believe is of the same time.
It's the Saturday one at Victoria Centre is 10 till 3.
10 till 3.
Yeah, they're doing breakfast and lunches as well, free, and people can give donations if they want.
Yeah, and we are planning to visit them after tomorrow morning's litter pick. I may have said about the litter pick a few times now, to apologise. St Mark's Church hold one every Wednesday, 10 till 3, open to everybody, free food and drink again. Glamis Hall and the Eco Group, we've just talked about that. Northamptonshire Carers are doing one a month. The dates are available on here. The next one for them is the 20th of February. I've got Wellingborough Quakers on there, Karen. Has that actually happened?
Yes, it does. It does happen. First Sunday of the month, yeah. Last time they had quite a number there as well.
That's really cool. So that's 2 till 3:30. It says on there. Is that right?
Yeah.
A lot of the people, because we used to have the Quaker Meeting House. They used to have the what was it called, Karen? Quaker Kitchen, wasn't it, for homeless people and people that are lonely, and a lot of those people are the ones that are coming back, which is good. Although we did, there's some.
Really good. And if you want to know even more about warm spaces, we had a community resilience forum about it last time at the end of November, which was all about planning. And if those of you that were on this will remember that I ribbed Kevin about his food selection at the Victoria Centre, which obviously he sort of fought back on quite nicely. He bit that quite nicely. I think that was quite a nice one.
Something I came against yesterday talking to a member of the public was they'd seen the posters for the warm space. They didn't know what it was. I think there's been a lack about them on the news and in the media, so people haven't necessarily picked up on it if they're not on Facebook.
It's tough, isn't it? We
Yeah.
are.
The person I spoke to yesterday, she doesn't actually live around here, but she'd never heard of the phrase. She didn't know what it was, but she was going to very much go and investigate if there was anywhere she lived in Boston.
That's good.
But yeah, so I do wonder if perhaps just saying that we're holding a warm space isn't necessarily enough to be putting out there. Do we need a bit of a description about what a warm space is?
I think the posters
well
do
as the
basically
poster.
say that there's food and drink, but it is a bit, well, you've got one just behind you, a warm
Yeah.
welcome, hot food and hot drinks for all. So
Yeah.
go with the Glamis Hall for all thing.
But it's like you said, I removed myself from Facebook personally, and now I miss everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna have to rejoin because I'm missing everything.
Yeah, that's the way it is at the moment,
Everyone
isn't it?
relies on Facebook.
Whereas everybody used to go to a community centre or a shop window or a notice board and find out about anything. People don't so much now,
No.
which is a
But
bit sad.
it was
The evening paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more the description of what a warm space is. So come and have socialisation, don't be on your own, don't worry about paying for your gas and electric for the next couple of hours, come and join us and we'll feed you while you're here, just so that people can understand the idea behind what a warm room is, maybe not think it's just, oh, it's another cafe or something. I don't know. It's just how the conversation
I'm
went yesterday.
glad you said that, because some areas they're working really, really well. I think it was Coventry or something. I had a conversation with somebody about, I know it was Emma here, her friend in Coventry goes to one every day, and she lives in a mansion, bless her, so she doesn't need it. But the fact is, she lived on her own, she gets out there and she really, really benefits from this. But it does pretty much seem, in my small experiences, it's generally the service users of said service, like certainly true here from the Victoria Centre. I'm not sure about the library. It's exactly that. So you're not seeing new faces coming to.
We have new faces, but it's, say, a group of 5, and it's the same ones now every day. So that's like 5 people that have picked up on it, and it's them same 5 that come back.
Yeah, we're very much the same. We've got sort of, I don't know, 2, 3, 4. Nice on Thursday. Somebody else decided to cook. I'm not going to tell Jo because that's probably breaking all sorts of health and safety. But she invited loads of people, and it was really good. Do you know what I mean? So that was nice that we almost made it one of our winter warmer events, which seemed to be a lot more popular, because we've had 25 people in here on a winter warmer Sunday. Most of them have been really, really popular because we're asking people to bring their own food in, trying to do it, and it's got a theme that seems to work. But yeah, on anybody else got anything else to say about winter warm spaces? Because we are looking at doing a leaflet, Marion, and I'm glad Jo's saying what I've been trying to grab your attention all week, but you're busy, I'm busy, you're busy, I'm busy. Try and put something on a leaflet, basically like you just said, because we could just put that, but if that isn't working, then we need, like you say, a bit of an introduction to it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's not working, but I think there's a lot of people out there that perhaps don't know what a warm space is.
Yeah, I think we had a similar conversation.
We know it because we're in the sector. We've been privy to the companies and organisations that have been providing grants, so we get the email rounds of this funding's available, that funding's available, and you read it and say, oh, warm room, oh, that's a really good idea. But the public haven't necessarily had that background information.
Is that fair enough, Marion?
Yeah, I think that's I mean, before September, October last year, I'd never heard of it.
It wasn't in the vernacular, was it? It wasn't a sentence we used. And
I was a bit
energy crisis.
Yeah, to be honest, I was a bit
cost of living.
A bit annoyed that the government's solution to this was to I mean, I know it's a practical solution, and we're all responding positively, a bit like obviously the operation of food banks, but you know, clearly most of us wouldn't like this to have to be a situation really that people have to come to warm spaces because they can't be warm at home. I think that's a shame, but obviously it is something that a lot of people don't know what it is. So I think also attaching it to something that you're already doing, because I suppose it's a warm space people can come to. They don't have to have the heating on at home, or they don't have it on very high. They can come to a warm space rather than trying to keep warm by travelling around on a bus when they can't afford it, or putting the heating up and they're scared to death about that. So I suppose it could reinvigorate community, even more community centres and community activities. So yeah, I agree with Jo that it's not necessarily something that's in the common vernacular for a lot of people. So sometimes just being explicit, you know, just describing it to someone who might come from Mars is probably a good idea.
That's a good point, Marion. I like the idea of that. Okay, fair enough. Let me see if I can get something else to work. You never know. Right, where have we gone? We haven't talked about stuff that's going on in the Eco Hub, and I'm trying to nudge Emma to try and join in a bit on this, because all we can see is the back of her head, bless her. But the Eco Hub obviously does do, the Eco Group, sorry, does do an awful lot of things as well as the warm spaces. So for instance, on a Tuesday afternoon, We have something called food sharers, which is a bit like a community fridge, which is a bit more sort of in the know, where anybody can come and help themselves to food that's been saved. We have a very popular swap shop that this week had over 50 people coming to, so it's really quite a busy thing. And of course we have our Welly Wombles that sort of are based from here, as well as places like the library and the Victoria Centre that can borrow stuff. At the same time as the indoor car boot sale on the second Saturday of the month, we hold a very popular repair cafe. All you've got to do to sort of bring your stuff into that, or what we'd like you to do, or should I put it, is go to our website and book your item on. The reasons for doing that is, one, you avoid a queue, and two, the person that's actually there fixing it will actually be prepared for your item rather than being completely surprised, and there's more chance that they can actually fix it for you.
And the person that is fixing your item might actually be here, because otherwise they could be on holiday or something and they wouldn't know that it was coming in. So
Absolutely, that's really a nice community thing now, because there's so many things going on in here on a repair cafe afternoon. So do join in with that. I'm just having a look round, see if there's any more posters. Yeah, so other things that we're thinking of doing that aren't necessarily the eco group, and that's sort of our group, if you like, is those Wellingborough forums. I don't know if you heard, you might have just missed that sort of conversation we had when we first joined the thing about having a mental health bingo as a Wellingborough forum night or afternoon, depending on when we do it next week. Might be quite nice on the evening, and actually have it just like this is, but open to everybody. Like this originally was open to everybody, but it's now become sort of an organisations thing, which is great. Do you know what I mean? But I'd like sort of a completely open thing where anybody can either come here for a free cup of tea or coffee, and just play bingo with us, which is, sounds a bit odd, but you have a nice big sort of piece of paper with various different questions, and you sort of pull them out of a hat to match them to this, and then see if anybody wants to talk about that particular subject. And if that did work, then that could be a Wellingborough Forum thing to do every month on a particular subject. It wouldn't have to be mental health every month. But there are lots of challenges in this town that aren't necessarily for us to discuss, things that we can do that people just might want to sort of talk about, and then we can report them back to places like the council or whatever. Remember, we used to have the community voices things that we used to have, something like that as a forum for local people to discuss local issues, which I think would be a really good thing for mental health as well, because there's plenty of those local issues going on.
yeah, so that would then feed in for you to sit on, if you ran that,
Yeah,
would then feed in for you to sit on the local area partnership, because you're getting feedback and the conversations with the local community. So you would then go to the meetings of the LAPs, get involved with them, and then
exactly.
it feeds up the chain.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly that. I'm only talking like probably an hour and a half like this one. Make it hybrid so people can actually come in and get out, or if they can't make it in for whatever reason, they can join via Zoom. Possibly an evening, so that will include people that go to work or have other sort of, I don't know, caring sort of responsibilities during the day, kids or other. Just think that could be a real winner and could kind of spark conversations off in the town, which was the point of Wellingborough Forum in the first place. But it seems to become an advertising thing really at the moment, so it could reinvigorate it.
I can see that really working and feeding in with the LAPs. If you then take, because you would know what the theme of that the LAPs have decided to look at is, so you can build those sessions around those themes and then feeds the information back to people want to discuss this, that this has been happening, that's been happening, and you'd be able to sit on that partnership board and then feed that in.
That sounds like something we can work on
I think
together
that would
eventually.
work, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not available next Thursday.
Unbelievable. So she built me up and knocked me down with a feather, but there we go.
I'm at another meeting, 6 till 9.
So that is something as Wellingborough organisations we can work all together on. And I think that's something that can only sort of benefit the community as a whole. And it's just a different tack to what we're doing here, isn't it, basically? So good idea, bad idea? I can see you're applying to say something, Marion.
It's all right. I didn't catch when you were going to start that.
Time to talk day on the
Oh, the
next-
Tuesday.
on the 2nd of February. So potentially we'll have 2 sessions. We're having a happy clappy, that sounds good. Happy cafe session, 12 to 2, like we normally do, which is aimed at mental health. But we might actually have Kim from Mini Me Mindfulness, and yes, I said that correctly this time, that's good. Sort of actually there, sort of taking the session, which would be really good. And then have the mental health bingo as Wellingborough Forum, so we can kick it off with something. In the evening, say 7 till 8:30.
Yeah, I can't. I've got another meeting next Thursday evening, so
Well, this is it. It might be a very small event, but it might be really successful. The only way to do it is to try it.
yeah, it's fair enough. Can I share some stuff from the town council and a few other bits? And Karen might want to share something before, because I'm mindful of the time. And
Yeah, it's sorry, I didn't.
right,
Well,
so with my town council hat on, hang on, I've got let me have the list up just to make sure I don't miss anything. Got the website page up. Right, so events. Sorry about this. Ah, hasn't got events, hasn't got events. What are they doing? Events.
look like yourself, everybody.
Right, so the first one is on Sunday. We've got the Holocaust Memorial event on Sunday. That's at 2 p.m. at in Swanspool Gardens, and then after the memorial part, there'll be tea and coffee available in the Swanspool Pavilion. This is something that Karen and I have. So I'm reading off a list here. This is something that Karen and I have joined in on for many, many years, and it's a really good event to be present at. And it's great that we're going to have tea and coffee available and a bit of a display as well in Swanspool Pavilion afterwards. And I think they're also doing a display at the moment in the museum, I believe. I think so. That's on this Sunday, 29th of January.
Okay.
Then checking back on the council website so I don't forget anything. On the 18th of February, it's Pancake Race Day in the town centre. That's they're looking for teams to register, so I don't know if the Community Resilience Forum can get a team together for that.
The challenge.
Or any of the groups.
You're chucking pancakes, apparently. Sorry,
I think it's 11 o'clock. I think it's 11 o'clock on the 18th of February. But if you go to the town council's website, you'll be able to register. But if you can tell the different groups and things that you're connected to, particularly some of the classes and stuff, for example, at Glamis or going on at the library, it would be great. We had it was the inaugural year last year. We had a good bit of fun with it, actually on Pancake Tuesday. They've moved it to a Saturday so more people can take part. Last year we ran it from the Hind Hotel up to the entrance of the Swansgate shopping centre. I'm not sure if they're doing it the same route, but you know, it's be in the same area. But yeah, so please, if you feel inclined, either register as a group, or if you want to go along as an individual and get to join in, that's good. So it's a bit of fun, really. Then on the 18th of March, there's the Mother's Day spring wreath making, which they're doing at the library, funnily enough. That's 11 o'clock on that day. And again, you need to go onto the website, the town council. So that's Wellingborough Town Council's website, and register for a place for that. I mentioned the Holocaust Memorial. And obviously, many of you will be aware that the town council is now taking on the Wendell Walk. I know we'll probably meet before the Wendell Walk, but the Wendell Walk this year is on the 12th, 13th and 14th of May, and the Town Council is now organising that. If you've got anybody that wants to help out as a volunteer to help run that, I'm sure colleagues at the Town Council will be delighted to hear from them. Or if your organisation, because this is the other thing we're trying to support, and I'm particularly keen to support, if your organisation wants to, you know, make a big thing about the Wendell Walk and attract people to take part, you want to make a feature of it in your base, that would be really good as well. So, you know, we can just, I think we really need to promote it more within the town and any outlets within the town to let people know, you know, make it kind of a festival atmosphere, really. And then there's before
the Friendship Walk, Marion, on the Friday.
Say again?
With a stop on the Friendship Walk on the Friday.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really good. And then, you know, if the library, I don't know if you're doing anything in the library to mark the Wendell Walk, Kirsty.
I don't know. I know that Laura, the manager, has done a schedule and she's put Wendell Walk, and she's put Laura and Kirsty, but she hasn't told me about it. She just sent out this email saying Laura and Kirsty. I was like, okay.
Not so busy. There you go.
So I was like, maybe part, or we're doing something.
Yeah, maybe you'll be taking part in the walk. You never know.
You're very lucky.
I think, well, what was I going to say about the Wendell Walk? Oh, and then before then, there's an Easter trail. I think on the 8th of April, there's an Easter trail, could be a trial, an Easter trail around the town centre, and people can go around, follow the clues, and then the children, obviously this is targeted out, would win an Easter egg at the end of the trail. So there's quite a lot of events organised through the Town Council, as well as all the other events going on in the community. And I know the museum often has lots as well, doesn't it? And Jonathan's already mentioned about the Little Bit tomorrow, and that's it really.
Yeah, there's also one on the 25th of March for the Great British Spring Clean with the Town Council.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, they did tell us about that the other night. So
there you go.
So that's
about it, I would have thought.
I think Karen
might like to add anything, because I'm very conscious that we have run over, and you know how much I don't like that. Karen? No pressure.
I was just going to ask the lady from the library, you know, that event that you've got, I wondered about myself coming as a representative of NN8 writers and the disability group, just so people know that it's there. Both of those are free events, you know, free activities. So
I'll drop you an email.
Okay.
Yes, your emails through. Get that through you.
Yeah, I'll give you Karen's email, or you just post it on. You can post it on the community chat. Everybody else has.
Yeah.
community@wellingborough.org.
I've put it on there.
And that will go round to everybody, including Kirsty at the library.
Okay.
I think it's part of that. But
I'll send another email out anyway with the what's on for Wellingborough, and then if you respond to that, I can just got your email, so I can email updates as I go along.
Would you like to add anything else, Karen?
No, that's fine.
No. Okay, fair enough. What is that? Okay. That's not what I thought it was, but there we go. Okay, so what I'd like to say is thank you to everybody for joining us. I'd like my website to actually work occasionally. There we go. We do have a calendar on here that anybody can add to. The library now actually has access to this, and they can update their own bits and pieces onto this, which is quite exciting. I think it's Sophie. I think it was somebody else that originally did it, but you have now got to log into this. So if anybody, including Glamis Hall, for instance, wants to add their events to this, as you can see, there's quite a few bits on there. And funnily enough, it's mainly sort of stuff from the Eco Group and the library, because they're the main two people. But you can see there's a youth club in Hemmingwell. The idea of that is that it's for the whole town, just to sort of update and just a place of focus. So, for instance, at the library, if somebody asked what's going on today in Wellingborough, they can have a look at that, and there should be some information there. And that's what the whole website and an awful lot of what we do is about, basically trying to share stuff.
So is that calendar, so you can look and see, is there a section where you should click it and this is what's on at the library? Or
You can actually do that. Yeah, there's a
Right.
button somewhere where you can
Okay.
actually click it up. Like there's a view button here, I think it is here, where you can change what it is.
right.
It's, yeah, I've just put basically the very simple day-to-day agenda version, if you like, but as you can see, you can
So it pops
highlight
up if you do
over
that.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and
So actually-
generally, if I've stuck it on there, it will be a certain colour and highlighted as this. So it says Wellingborough Library. If I highlight Eco Crafters, for
Yeah.
instance, it will say Wellingborough Eco Group. So it's quite a simple thing to do. There we go.
To the day centre.
Glamis Hall. So it is very simple. You could potentially click onto the Glamis Hall calendar if you like, and it will just have what's on at Glamis Hall, for instance.
Right, okay, the times of the day centre.
Oh, is it? Okay, we'll sort that out. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for all of us, unless anybody else has got anything else they would pressingly like to add. I've summed everybody to
so.
silence.
I think we've covered it all.
I think we have. Well, thank you, everybody. The next Community Resilience Forum will be, as usual, on the last Friday of the month at 2 o'clock. And we hope to see everybody here and more. Anybody watching here then, just have a look at the website and register through there. Thank you all. Thank you and see you soon. Thank you.